Right now, I am at what is known as Veterans Park here in Patterson. I am waiting for the 7 o'clock bus. Yes, that is true. I'm waiting for a bus that comes an hour after the bus that picks me up from my job in Turlock. Picks me up, picks me up at my job in Turlock. And then drops me or any other passengers off here. I have to literally wait an hour till after that bus leaves, the 45 East, as we call it, for the 45 West to show up. And right now, I can tell you honestly, it's Saturday. It's let me check here. It's 29 minutes before the bus arrives, and like I said, it's around 6:30. It's Saturday. There's still a bit of daylight remaining, just a bit, if you will. Thus, meaning we're getting closer to daylight savings time next month. But because of that, I'll just put it this way: the weirdos, and I say that with all due respect, the weirdos are out, not enforced yet, but basically they are strangling or strangling, if you will, about. In other words, they're here, they're out and about, but they're not like I said, if it was later at night, they're not like, at full force. They're more along the lines of, or medium force, they're more along the lines of being loose carts sometimes, and that, that I would sometimes pick up, to put on the electric cart to bring in, whether it's at Target where I'm at now, or back at Walmart, which is over here where I once was. Basically that's what a lot of these people are right now, because it's 6:30 and there's still a bit of daylight remaining. They're stranglers. In other words, they're out here, but they're not, like all over the place just yet. It's more along the lines of, they know, hey, it's getting later, it's getting dark, it's time to come about, or time to show out, if you will, or show up, and that's what's going on. Honestly, I wouldn't have to deal with this, really, if, the bus schedule start, or max, if you will, trans-dev, as they call it, trans-development, would just figure out, how to do the schedule correctly. In other words, instead of having somebody wait for an hour for the next bus to arrive, they should have that bus here and ready to go by at least 6:15 at the latest. That way people could get on and, get on the bus and then head to their destination, which in my case would be my home, or at least the city I live in. But no, I have to wait, because the bus schedules are so out of whack. And I've talked about this before, where I have said that I truly believe the bus schedules are going to have probably are in the process of going back to being the same schedule Monday through Saturday and not anything different. And the reason I say that is because of the fact that, again, as I mentioned before, Saturdays, like today, it's every 3 hours. So the first bus this morning was at 6:28. The one I took to get to work this morning, because I started at 11:30, but going by the 3-hour schedule, I would have been way late and everything. I might as well just call in. The bus I took was the 9:28, and then after that you have a 12:28. Then you have a 3:28, I think. Then you have, then obviously you have what should be a 6:28, but instead it's a 7 o'clock. Now, true, the bus I'm taking to go home isn't the only one that's on that schedule. So is the bus that goes to the Modesto Transit Center. It too is on that schedule, and it's just one of those situations to where I think over time, it's not just going to be the consumers that get on, you know, start or start RA, if you will, trans development and Max and all them. I think it's going to be, the trans development people themselves, the start RA, if you will, or the stand RA, if you will, as they're called, themselves. They're the ones that are going to get, on their, they're the ones that are going to get, on the bus drivers about working, different schedules instead of sticking to the same one, not same one, but sticking to just one Monday through Saturday, and that's it. So what I think is going to happen, as I've mentioned before, what I think is going to happen, as I've mentioned before, is I think basically sooner or later, and they're probably in the process of talking this over, because they got to talk. Because here's the thing, with any job or business, they got to talk things over before they, present it to the drivers, before they finalize it and present it to the drivers and everything, or their employees, as something that's going to change, or something that's not only going to change, but be a permanent change at a certain day and time. And I believe right now that this is it's just my opinion, but I think right now it's in the process of heading that route. And what I mean by being in the process of heading that route, I think honestly, what's going to happen is the people in charge, the trans development, if you will, the trans development, they're going to bring all the employees together, all the drivers together after they meet and make it final, and they're going to announce to them that the schedule that they do Monday through Friday will now also include Saturday. So in other words, instead of doing it every 3 hours, they're going to have to do it every hour and a half, just like they do Monday through Friday. Now, will a lot of them like that change? Oh no, absolutely not. But they're going to realize that but I think what's going to happen is over time they're going to realize that it's a change for the better. It is a change for the better, not just for them, because pay-wise it gives them more, money to have, in the future. But it also, I'm trying to think of what I was going to say here. I got distracted a little bit. This is what happened. Like I said, this is Saturday night, so what do you expect? But anyway, I know at first they're not going to like, this change, but I think over time they will come to appreciate it, because one, financially, it gives them more money in their pocket and on the paycheck that goes into the pocket, I should say. But it also, believe it or not, will be more suitable for them, because that way they don't have to worry whether or not the passengers are going to get on the rides or anything like that, or they're not going to have to worry about, okay, I have to wait another 3 hours or something like that. They can constantly keep going and going and going, and with the exception of their 15 minutes and even the lunch, if you will, their meals. Most of the time they can just keep going and going and going. And I think in the long run they're going to, truly appreciate that. I really do. But again, it's just my opinion on what I feel, is in the process of potentially happening. Like I said, what I believe is going on is the higher ups, the people in charge, are talking about this, and sooner or later they will make the decision and come out, and after making that decision, come out and let their employees, their drivers know, and even those that work at the offices, the ones that, the receptioners and receptionists and all that, the people that, the drivers communicate on, if something happens, like, there's a detour or there's this or there's that. they're even kind of appreciate it, as well. Like I said, they'll appreciate it as well because again, you know, they go back, they're going back on a schedule, or they get to continue doing a schedule that they're used to doing on a day on a Monday through Friday basis, but now also on a Saturday. So to me, and I'm sorry if I'm kind of fumbling on my words here, I'm a little tired. I did work, and it's also, like I said, I'm just waiting for my bus, trying to kill some time here. But like I said, I think over time they're going to make that decision, become a reality. They're going to meet, they're going to finalize that decision, they're going to make that announcement, they're going to let the drivers know, they're going to let the receptionists, the people, like I said, that work at the offices know as well that this is going to happen. And I think in the long run, what's going to occur is everybody may not like it at first, as I mentioned, but that over time they will come to appreciate it, when it's said and done. When they start, getting used to it, they'll come to appreciate it, in the long run, because like I said, it's it's more money, in their pockets, and it means, it means a bigger paycheck, if you will. It means a bigger paycheck. That's what it means. It means a bigger paycheck. And that's pretty much about it. That's pretty much about it. It means a bigger, paycheck, period. If you know what I mean. I mean, think about it. Think about it, really. What would you rather do? Would you rather have a schedule to where, it's every 3 hours, and maybe once in those 3 hours you gotta clock out for reasons that you gotta clock out, clock back in, however they do it? Or would you rather have a schedule where hey, it's a traditional 8 to 12 hour day, I don't have to worry about anything? How would you feel? How would you feel about basically, let me put it this way, not how would you feel, but which choice, which direction would you go with? Would you go with one that is a schedule you're used to doing, or would you go with a schedule, or would you want to constantly just go with a schedule that's back and forth? Like, it's one way, for 5 days, and on the 6th day it's different. It's like, what would you rather prefer? And think about it this way. Let me ask you this from a passenger perspective. From a passenger perspective, what decision do you think would benefit you as a passenger? Yourself. What decision do you think would benefit you more so than anything as a passenger? Would it be, having the same schedule, bus schedule Monday through Saturday? Or would it benefit you more if it was just different, the first 5 days, Monday through Friday, and then the 6th day, it's, a different set of schedules? Let me ask you guys that in the live chat as well as in the comments below, who will watch this later. Which one would you rather prefer? To me, honestly, I think doing the same schedule Monday through Saturday, I think is a better choice. And here comes one of the buses right now. That looks like it's going to be mine. Maybe. I'm not really sure. Hold on. Yeah, I got about 15 minutes. I don't even know No, that's going to be the... Is that mine? No, that's the 40. That's the 40 bus, so it's here. The 40 bus is here. You can see that in the background right there as it pulls up. I don't know if you can see it. See, that's the 40 bus pulling up right now. That's the 40 bus right behind me pulling up. So the other one shouldn't be that far behind very soon. But like I said, what would you rather prefer as a, not just, as a passenger, but let's say as a driver? And if not a driver, but maybe someone that works on the board, one of the higher ups. Which direction, which decision would you rather hope, finally gets to, made? Would you want them to keep things as they are, or would you want them to change it to where it's, the same schedule every day, and then, oh, by the way, the schedule that stays the same for Saturday as it is Monday through Friday, gets you as a driver more money in your pocket, in my opinion. Which one would you rather prefer? I'm just asking. Just asking. I'm just checking my shoes too. It's just a park, and dogs go on here, so you never know. But yeah, again, it's just one of those situations where I think eventually, I feel that it's going to change it back to where, because originally it was, like I mentioned before, originally it was the same as Monday through Friday, then they changed it. I get a feeling they're going to change it back. I just got this feeling. Maybe it's just me, but I've got this feeling. But you're probably wondering, like, why am I waiting for the bus? I mean, again, that's not my bus right there. That's for the Modesto Transit Center via Garrison and Wesley and all them. That's the 40. Mine's the 45W, the 45 West. And there's a sheriff right there, driving, if you will. But you're probably wondering why the title of the video is, the way it is, waiting for the bus on this Saturday night. Well, here's the thing. My mom had come into town today. Originally she was going to just stay home and relax and everything, get things done and all that, but then she decided that, she wanted to get her hair cut. Eventually, I got to get mine done as well. I got my hair cut down the line as well. But she decided she wanted to get hers done today because, my second older sister's birthday is this Tuesday, and we're not celebrating until the 5th, about 4 days later. So she wanted to get that out of the way, get it done with. Well, here's the thing. Okay? She, like I said, she decided to call up the SuperChats here in Patterson because one of her favorite barbers, or a stylist, if you will, hairstylist, and a good friend of hers and even mine, was in today. So she decided to, schedule the appointment for today because she's not going to be there tomorrow. And by scheduling it for today, she decided to come into town. And I'm just checking something there. I do apologize. I thought I had something on my lip there. I do apologize. I'm using the selfie side of the selfie version. I'm using basically the selfie side of the phone's camera. The ones that people use to take selfies of themselves with. That's what I'm using. But anyway, getting back on point here. She decided to, call up her friend, her hairstylist at SuperChats, see if maybe she was there, which she was, scheduled the appointment for today at 2, went and got her hair cut, and then, as per my mom, as per tradition with my mom, she basically feels like, okay, I'm in town, I might as well pay, her oldest daughter, my oldest sister, oldest basically, because there's 3 of us and everything. So she decided she's going to pay my oldest sister a visit. And then that's when my sister, I guess, upon visiting there, tells her, hey, my son, my nephew, who's 18, doesn't want to go to the crab feed here in town, so I have this extra ticket and I don't want to waste it. Would you like to go? And she said yes. She said, sure, no problem. Now, I don't know necessarily if it is here in town. The last time it was here in town, or at least one of the times, was at the Rotary. So I'm assuming it's there again. I'm not really sure. And there's the 45 West bus right there. But yeah, she basically decided to, take the invite, and, she contacted me, let me know what's going on. And that's why, instead of her picking me up here and going home, or going to my sister's and visiting, she decided, okay, I'm going to go with her and you're going to take the bus home. And that's about it, pretty much. That's about it, pretty much. So, overall, kind of interesting night. I mean, the day was busy, there's no doubt. I actually did more than cashier. I did more than cashier. I actually did cards too. So anyway, though, guys, my bus is here and I'm gonna board it right now. So just wanted to again drop this vlog on you, kind of while I was waiting, let you know what's going on, and just at least get something out today as well. Not leave you guys hanging or anything. So until next time, guys, I will talk to you later. I'm out. I'm about to board the bus here, and I'll talk. If I put up something when I get home, I'll let you know. Peace.